Hi, my name is Kara Hoholik, and I am the owner and creator of Educated Style. I'm a married mom of 3 kids, and I live on a farm outside Grand Rapids, Michigan. I have to admit that the peace and quiet is growing on this city girl. Just don't tell my husband. In what feels like a previous life, I earned degrees in sociology and education, and I've spent most of my life in the pursuit of purpose, meaning, and supporting others. I drink a lot of coffee. My favorite day consists of flip-flops, hoodies, and sunshine. If I were an object, I would be a book. My favorite color is orange, and I have secret dance parties when I have to clean. Okay, now that I feel like I've given you a peek into my soul, let's talk about you. I'm going to ask that you indulge me for a minute and just close your eyes. I want you to picture yourself in your closet. Are you there with me? Maybe you have a walk-in closet and you see shelves of neatly organized shoes and racks of color-coordinated outfits. Maybe you even have a chandelier. I've always wanted one of those. Or maybe you open the door and you're standing in a hot mess. No judgment. And you have to kind of dig through things to find what you want to wear, and it's sort of the fun of the hunt. Or maybe you don't have a closet at all and you have drawers or bins or a suitcase or maybe even a laundry basket. I have totally been there. But whatever your situation is, I want you to picture yourself there now. You're getting ready for the day, to go out to work, to school, to play with your kids. And you open the door and walk in. How do you feel? Are you thinking, ugh, I have nothing to wear, none of these clothes fit me anymore? Why do I even have all of these clothes? I haven't worn this in ages. These pants, these dresses, they don't fit me anymore. And when was the last time I had somewhere to wear those shoes? Do you feel guilty for buying all of this stuff? Are you ashamed of the mess? Or worse yet, are you ashamed of who you are and what you look like? Or when you walk into your closet, are you excited and happy at what you see? You know the times when you just buy something new, a brand new outfit, and you're so excited to wear it. So you get home, you hang it up in your closet, and you can't wait to put it on the next day. And when you do put it on, you look in the mirror and you're like, dang, I look good today. I love that feeling. So which person are you? Raise your hand. Do you dread getting dressed most days, or do your clothes bring you joy? If I'm being honest, for most of my life, I was the former. I had a closet full of clothes that I hated wearing. They didn't adequately represent my personality, they didn't fit, they were old or stained, or sometimes they even brought bad memories, and they weren't fun. Maybe I enjoyed buying them in the moment. Maybe I was just doing some retail therapy, or I had some bad judgment, or I just didn't even try it on. Whatever the reason was for why they ended up in my closet, they're there, and they didn't make me feel good about myself. Listen, we can have that blissful experience with our wardrobe every day without starting over. We don't have to win the lottery to create a wardrobe and a life for ourselves that is worthy of us. Because yes, we are worthy of more. Every piece in our closet can and should represent who we are and who we want to become. Our closet should tell stories about our lives. But honestly, I'm not going to tell you that you need to get rid of everything that you haven't worn in a year. I'm not going to tell you that you have to have a capsule wardrobe of only 30 items, or that you have to pick a color palette and stick to it always. That's not how I want to live my life, and that definitely doesn't represent my story, and all those restrictions would not bring me joy. For example, one of the pieces that I love in my closet is my rehearsal dinner dress. I spend a lot of time picking it out and trying it on and getting it fitted to my body. My 9 years and 3 kids ago body, so no, it doesn't fit and I haven't worn it since. But I won't donate it or sell it or throw it away because it still brings me joy. Whenever I walk in my closet to get dressed, I see it hanging there and I think about that night before my wedding. I think about all the questions that I had about what my life would be like and if we would have kids or travel. And I wonder about the woman who wore that dress and what she would think of the woman I am today. All that expectation and curiosity and questions are getting answered now, and that's an incredible feeling, and so I keep it. All the items in my closet now are meaningful. I have memories of when I bought them or where I wore them or how I feel in them. But they tell stories not only about my life, but about the lives of the people who made them. Hanging next to that rehearsal dinner dress in my closet is this dress that I'm wearing today. It was made in our Seiko workshop in Uganda by women earning a scholarship to college. See, Educated Style is about blending your story with the world's. We have artisan partners all over the world. In India, where these earrings were made, in Peru, where my boots were made, in Kenya, in Ethiopia, in Uganda. I would love to share with you a story about one of our artisan partners in Kenya. The people in the Rukinga were previously poaching wild animals and burning forests as a way to support their families. There was a significant decrease in the elephant migration, and we know that this method of agriculture is just not sustainable long-term. So what was the solution that they came up with? Create a wildlife sanctuary with sustainable development for local communities. Build a factory and employ all of these now unemployed people to create clothes made from sustainable materials. Moreover, pay them a fair wage, give them benefits, childcare, education, and more. Give them a purpose and a reason to invest in the conservation of wildlife. Now, how empowering is that? What a creative solution to a previously impossible problem to solve. Wearing Seiko, this dress, boots, earrings, makes me feel so good knowing that. I can weave their story together with mine as I wear this today. While I feel good in my clothes, I can do good in the world. As I admitted before, I did not always feel this way when I looked at the clothes in my closet. For most of my life, fashion was not really something on my radar. In fact, you would most often find me rebelling against the latest trends, wearing just jeans and a hoodie, and not really caring. We could go into the details of the psychology of this, but that is another workshop for another day. So while I have friends who find such joy in watching the runway and analyzing styles and making predictions, I just never did. I would occasionally get dressed up for a special occasion or hop on board a trend years after it was a thing. Am I the only one? But being trendy was just not me. So when I first heard about ethical fashion or slow fashion, I thought to myself, this isn't about me. This doesn't apply to me. I don't change styles every season. I wear the basics. This is not my problem. I do not contribute to this environmental disaster, and I certainly don't support modern day slavery. Oh, how wrong I was about that. One afternoon during my kids' nap time, I sat down and watched The True Cost on Netflix. It's an incredible film and it will blow your mind and change your life, so I highly recommend that you watch it tonight. But anyway, I realized that I was just as much of a part of this problem as literally everyone else. Just because I never thought of myself as trendy or a cool kid did not mean that I was not contributing to some seriously huge global issues. I bought clothes on a whim. I have clothes that have hung in my closet for years with tags. I had a hard and fast rule that I would not spend more than $5 per item of brand new clothes for my kids. I bought items that only served one purpose, and I never questioned how clothes could cost less than shipping. If you're sitting here in despair like I was, don't. The good news is that there are real, tangible, and easy things you can do right now today that contribute to those creative solutions like that wildlife conservatory / ethical fashion factory in Kenya. Just being here today means that you have already thought about what it means to be intentional about what you purchase. You already recognize that with a little creativity, we can be an integral part of the change that is necessary to build a better life for all of us. Educated Style was born out of this idea that we are all worthy of more. Those of us who make clothes and all of us who wear them. And that when we know better, we can do better. But we have to know how to do better, and that's where I come in. It's my job through my workshops and coaching to help you discover the creative solutions that already exist, to help you find joy in your closet again, to feel good in the clothes that you are wearing on a daily basis, to feel confident in the story that you are choosing to tell about yourself and about the world through your clothing. I want to start all of you who are here today on your own journey toward a more socially conscious and intentional wardrobe. But what does that even mean? How do you know if something meets an ethical standard? Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that it's your ethical standard to create. But that's also the bad news. I know we all look for easy, ways to make changes because we're so busy and overwhelmed. I know you were looking for some secret magic sauce to solve all of the world's problems. I get it, me too. But it's impossible to create something that everyone can agree on. Let's talk leather for a minute. My handbag was made from responsibly dyed and tanned farm-to-fashion leather, which means that none of the animal was wasted in the process. It fed the community, and the waste was then turned into something beautiful. But the people living the vegan lifestyle still would not be interested in that product, right? They'll be looking for responsibly made leather alternatives instead. And that's okay. That's the beauty of the world that we live in. We all have different values, and we can make informed choices based on those, but only when we are informed and when we are intentional. So that's where I recommend that you begin, creating intentional values. Wear clothes that bring you joy, make you feel good, and align with your values. It's simple in concept, but it can be difficult in practice, and that's why I'm here to guide you through this whole process. I have created a simple workbook that will provide a roadmap for you to DIY your socially conscious fashion journey. It can be done at your own pace, on your own time, as you explore your values and become intimately aware of your wardrobe and your style. Now, if that sounds a little scary to you, don't worry, that's what I'm here for. Whether you need a little nudge or a lot of support, I'm available to encourage you through this process and even offer personalized brand suggestions and include a fun gift from Seiko too. Don't worry, all of this is done virtually, so you don't have to clean for me. I encourage you to check out the options and choose what works best for you and get started today. I hope that this inspires you to action, to make some changes in your life, to become more conscious of your vast ability to create the world that you seek. That with just a little bit of intention, you can make the world a little bit brighter with every purchase, with every piece of clothing that you wear, every conversation that you have, the food you eat, the wine that you drink. That as women, we can build communities that our children can thrive in. It is an incredible opportunity for me to share with you my passion. I never would have imagined that I would be giving anyone fashion advice, but here we are. Fashion found me by way of social justice, female empowerment and education, and sustainability. So I hope that you will join me in living out our values together and purchasing with a purpose. Because when we feel good in our clothes, we can do good in the world.